all you coin-loving, coin-collecting, coin aficionados out there, and welcome again to the DC Coin World International Coin Channel. Today we have a 2009 D Roosevelt Dime for you. And this is a dime we get a lot of questions about because in relative terms, the United States did not make many of these dimes, or certainly not as many as they've made of dimes in other years. And so collectors say, oh, well, it must be worth a lot because they made so few of them. So let's take a look and see whether that's true. One, whether they made so few, and two, whether it's worth a lot. And it turns out that those are two separate questions with two different answers. So in order to look at how many they were made, let's look at how many they were made the years before and the years after. In 2007, the U.S. Mint made 1 billion of these dimes for the 2007. The Denver Mint made 1 billion. In 2008, the Denver Mint, the 2008 D, the Denver Mint made 637.5 million. In 2009, the year of this dime, the Denver Mint made 49.5 million. So what that means is that in 2008, the 49.5 million represents about 1/15 of what was made in 2008, and 1/20 of what was made in 2007. So 2009, they made very few of these in relative terms for American dimes. In 2010, they went back up to 562 million. So they made over 10 times as many as they made in 2009. So the first question is, did they make fewer of them than they had in other years? And that is yes, for sure. The second question is, are they rare? And that is no, for sure. They made 49.5 million of these dimes. One of the things that happens when they have a low mint year is that collectors and dealers buy a lot of them. So when the dealers saw that 2009 was 1/15 as many dimes as 2008 and 1/20 as many as 2007, the dealers bought up a bunch of these 2009 D dimes. So you can get them anywhere and you can almost get them everywhere. So what does that do to the value of these as rare coins? Well, first thing is they're not rare. Second thing is that there's plenty of them out there everywhere to get. You want to get this coin. This is a 2009 D from a mint roll. In other words, it was never circulated, never went anywhere. Nobody ever used it. It's never been touched until I took it out of the package. And so what's the value? Well, the value of this may be 25 cents or less. It's not going to have a high value. Are there some 2009 Ds that have a higher value? Yes, there are. If you have this in a proof set, you might be able to get $2 for a proof version of this coin. Or if you have this in a MS65 certification, you might be able to get $2 for this coin. However, if you get an uncirculated MS65, you're probably going to have somebody rate that coin in order to sell it as an MS65, which is going to cost you more than $2 to have them rate it. So is this coin rare? Well, relatively for US purposes, it's rare, but not really for worldwide purposes. Many countries don't make 49 million of any of their coins. So there's plenty of them out there. Is this valuable? It really isn't. Let's look at the coin anyway, because it's a nice coin. It's shiny. It's a 2009 D. We see it says Liberty to the left of Franklin Roosevelt. In God We Trust under his chin. Down here underneath his neck, we see there's a D, and then there's a 2009. So this was made at the Denver Mint. And if we go a little further over, we see that there is a JS there. And the JS is for the engraver, and that is John Sinek, S-I-N-N-O-C-K. If we tip it up, we will see that it has a reeded edge, and you can see some of the copper in the coin. This is a copper nickel clad copper, so the inside is copper and the outside is a mixture of copper and nickel together. When we get to the back, we see the standard coin from the United States of America. Underneath it says 1 dime, and then it says E pluribus unum, which is broken up by an oak tree with acorns on it, and broken up by a torch and an olive branch. So here's an olive branch, here's a torch, here's an oak branch with acorns on it, and there's an acorn right at the top of the tip of the pen. There's another acorn there. So this is kind of the standard and how they broke it up between there. Again, standard, a dot on each side. Many people know that the quarter and the dime don't say, the dime doesn't say 10 cents anywhere on it, and the quarter doesn't say 25 cents. So this is 1 dime or 10 cents US. It is, the people count, so there are 118 reeds or lines in this edge. And then we get back over to the front, and you see now I probably diminished the value even more, right? Because I've handled this coin. So it's probably only worth about 48 cents or 45 cents instead of 50 now. But it is not worth a lot of money. You can get them, you want to say, well, they're a dime a dozen, because they are almost a dime a dozen. And do not get, just because they made less of them than they usually do, this is not a rare coin. So there's our 2009 Roosevelt Dime from the DC Coin World International Coin Channel. Have a great day, and if you have any comments, feel free to leave them in the comments section. And if we'd love to have you subscribe to our channel if you're interested in U.S., world, and international coins.